Hello friends, welcome to this channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4. In today's episode, I'm going to discuss data-driven decision-making opportunities in pharmaceutical digital supply chain management. This is part 2. I hope you have already seen a part 1 where I discussed more about uh, digital transformation, digital supply chain management, focusing on to delivery and demand planning, demand forecasting part of it actually. So the objective or the goal of this podcast channel is that we have designed and thought about a concept, Center of Excellence Pharma 4, where the new emerging technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, IoT, blockchain, how these technologies are going to be helpful to pharma industries, the challenges and problems, and how you can move from your analog systems to the digital system. That's what is our objective. So we have shared a lot of information onto our website. We have also drawn a course, Smart Manufacturing in Pharma on Udemy platform, which has got about 20 modules. Then we have launched a YouTube channel almost 5 years back, and which has got more than 300 videos discussing from business strategies to the audits and validations as far as the pharma industry is concerned. Podcast channel, you are aware, you are always listening to our podcast where we want to share the what is the latest happening in the industry, technology point of view, challenges point of view, complexities point of view. So hope I think you are enjoying that. Please do share your feedback, comments, suggestions. Our book series is also available. We have 6 books now onto our Amazon platform. It's available onto Kindle as well as paperback also. So let me start with my presentation. This is a common agenda actually. Part 1 is covered something. Now I'm going to cover up the part 2, which is mainly from the production planning, manufacturing execution, excellence, quality control and regulatory compliances, logistic and distributions, risk management and supply chain resilience, implementing the data-driven supply chain management. So let's look at it about the production. How artificial intelligence can help or support your production scheduling. As you know, our earlier traditional production planning systems were relying more onto the fixed schedules and we're working on to the standard operating processes and all that. It was having a 1 month's confirmed plan, 3 months tentative plan, and it was having more of a rolling plan concepts and all that. But it was not really helpful in supporting the changing conditions or changing market requirements or changing the demand uh, planning or something like that. And this is where artificial intelligence can help in production scheduling. This is can be dynamically help in optimizing the manufacturing plans based on to the real-time inputs and all that. You see, when we are talking about moving from old analog system to new digital systems and all that with help of these emerging technologies. We are working with a complete end-to-end digital supply chain, which is going to share the data, which is getting generated at all workplaces and all that. And that is where it is going to help. So we have to consider the factors like incoming orders, the raw material availability, equipment status, workforce, the capacities and all that. That is what is the objective. And this is where when we go to one more step further of integrating an analog uh, system to digital system, which will have an input from artificial intelligence driven scheduling, which will help in improving the throughput by 10 to 15%, reduce the changeover timing by 20-30%, equipment utilization can go up by 15 to 20%. Those are the benefits which are really going to come. And machine learning algorithm is a part of entire artificial intelligence system. It's a subset of it actually. So machine learning algorithm into your production data will help in optimal batch size, reducing the changeover strategies, and then the resources allocation. When I say resources, it could be your machines, could be your manpower, or could be any other support services which are really required and all that. So I just wanted to share some of those case studies which are available from the internet. There's companies which have implemented the AI-based scheduling system have identified that the non-intuitive sequencing patterns. It has reduced the cleaning time, validation requirements, and all that. Production capacities has gone up by about 27% without any additional capital investment, which is more important, no? Which you have to note it down. No? You are increasing, you are getting more benefits from the production without any investment substantially. And this has worked very well on with the distribution and employees' satisfaction also. And their workload has also gone up, and maybe overtime cost and everything has really come down actually. Now, along with this, there are new advanced scheduling systems are also available, which are going to be responsive into the production planning and which can help in a quick adoption for the disruptions of the supply. Because see, when you are planning it out, you have your machines, manpower, they are there. What you need and focus it out is onto the material availability. And this also requires a continuous monitoring and integration, because that is what is going to drive your entire manufacturing supply chain systems and all. And this can really help. I just wanted to share you some of the tangible, intangible benefit to help you to focus onto these areas. Once you know what are the technical benefits you are going to get it, I'm quite sure you are going to definitely adopt to this actually. There is going to be a 30-40% reduction in expediting the production cost. It will improve the on-time deliveries and decreases the finished goods safety stock, which you were always maintaining it to support to the market condition. That's not going to be required. And their intangible benefit could be, organizational resilience will be there, improved customer confidence, patients, and all that is there. And better cross-functional collaboration can be there actually. Another key area is the predictive maintenance and equipment optimization. As you know, our productions are depending upon the machines availability, equipment availability. And if there are any failures, you lose our production time. At the same time, it may also happen onto the quality of the product also. It may or may not be, but we have to also keep that in mind. So unplanned equipment downtimes, we want to avoid it. So that substantial cost is there, which is to getting lost with the production time and its availability. Suppose a machine is down for 2 hours or 4 hours, you lose that production in that particular time and all that. And that may also happen and create a problems into the regulatory requirements also. Maybe you will have to do that batch again, or maybe may not have a satisfactory uh, process parameters or something like that. So predictive maintenance with leveraging IoT sensors is going to be helpful. Then we have to also think about optimizing the inventory timings, which are to be there. And that can help you in unplanned breakdowns also, maybe 30 to 50%, depending upon your company digital maturity levels and all that. Another technology to some extent I discussed in part one, but this is where I'm going to discuss more on to uh, manufacturing equipment wise. So digital twins can help you in virtual virtual testing about the operational parameters, optimizing the performance without risking any actual production. Basically, it's a lab experiment, but it can really help you to create a virtual conditions or something like that. And then you have to identify ideal operating operation. It will maximize the output. It will increase the yield by maybe up to 20%. It will minimize the energy consumption, reduce the energy consumption also, reduce the cycle time, decreases the cycle time by 8%. Cost saving will be there, substantial benefits will be there, enhancing the environmental performance. So a lot of those benefits which can be seen actually. Real-time quality monitoring is going to be available when we are working with the production departments and all that. So your traditional quality control challenges which are there are mainly onto the end product testing, and based onto that you have to monitor the parameters or qualities at the earlier stage. That's a pre-manufacturing or whatever you call it actually. So this advanced real-time monitoring system, or maybe we also discussed many a times about the process analytical technologies and all. Those things can be having a data integration. It will also tell you data analysis by adoption of uh, cloud technologies and AI to guide it to you about the correct process parameters and all that. So this is also will bring substantial benefits about the reducing batch failures, reducing the quality testing time, and maybe accelerated batch release time, which is going to be substantially there actually. So when you start working with the real-time data, you can also improve the process optimizations, resource planning, and repetitive tasks can be better monitored by adoption of these technologies and all that. So predictive maintenance we have seen, similarly predictive quality analytics also will be there. So which looking at it, the process parameters based on to the earlier data, the detection is about subtle anomalies can be there, and analyzes the patterns across multiple quality parameters. It identifies the emerging quality issues before any specific deviation is observed. Improvement into product stability, quality, and is also there, which identifies the correlations between the environment conditions and product stability, allows the preemptive adjustments, improve the first pass quality rates by 23%. So there are going to be substantial benefit into the quality analytics also. And it's a real-time release testing is available, enables the certain products, which are critical products from the quality point of view. And there you can have a time which is their time to market, which if it is an average for the 7 days, that can be reduced or that can be monitored, or that can be improved also. Now the next one is automated compliance documentation. As you are aware, or it's my observation that normal skills time up to 30% is getting consumed, or it's getting allocated to the proper documentation of the all process parameters and all that, which I think is quite a substantial. If that can be reduced, the companies will have much more benefits onto the data capture, data analysis, and better decision making. So anyway, but this regulatory compliances documentation and traditionally consumes the significant human resources that can be monitored. Technology advancements is like natural language processing and machine learning enables the automation. Benefits of Microsoft process parameters is because those automation can help you in compliance related workload, because what I observed is a huge time, maybe around 30% is goes in maintaining those significant documentation at each and every stage. If we can automate that actually, then it will have a better accuracy, better compliances also, and that can help in building of the confidence with the all users. So we have to really keep this in more into mind. And so continuous GXP compliances is also required, which can be monitored, which becomes so easy. Now you can also apply AI or data-driven decision making into your regulatory intelligence platform also. Now, how it's going to happen is that let me share you some thoughts onto that. So AI-powered monitoring for the global regulatory changes, which needs to be tracked from the regulatory publications and guidance departments, it needs to be monitored. So analyzes the inspection trends to predict the future and all. So this is what is going to be the advantage from the adoption of intelligence into the regulatory requirements documentation. So impact assessment on the existing operations will be there. Evaluates how changes will affect onto current processes and all that is really to be considered. Compliance strategy recommendation is there, which will suggest a proactive adoption to meet the new challenges. As you know, there are more and more challenges are coming either from customers' expectations or material availability or quality regulatory documentations and all. All those more inputs will be supported by this regulatory intelligence system and all. Again, some case studies that a multinational pharma company has reduced their compliance-related delays by almost 35%, which is more than one third. So you can really look at it and think about adoption of this. Again, going into the phase manner to start so that you build something for a particular small um, object and all that, and then go on extending it to the other sections, other departments and all. And this will help in reducing the regulatory remediation activities also. So that's going to be. Now, when we discuss about the manufacturing operations and all, blockchain technology plays a very important role, both into supporting about the quality of the products and all. So reducing no significant uh, what I can say is that spurious or fake products getting into the system, and it will build up an immutable record of the product journey. That means basically it can become from origin of the material going up to the finished product and then reaching to the customer. The entire supply chain can get covered up and all will build up a more transparency and trust into the whole operations also. This will signify the regulatory documentation because this data will be captured, it will be stored, it will be shared. No, everything can be done properly. Much accurate and ready continuous upgrades and all this manner. So all stakeholders who are invited or who are integrated into this particular system will have a correct right data for their better decision making and all that. So pilot implementation for a vaccine tracking, one pharma company has done, and then they say that they have achieved almost 100% documentation accuracy with 60% reduction into the audit process cycle time and all that. So recognition of this regulatory agencies is also really going to be helpful because there is no manual intervention. The data is really captured, it is getting stored up and all that. With almost zero manual intervention, this system helps in better documentation and sharing the data. And then finally, it comes to the route optimization. See, finally, once you produce a particular product, it has to pass through the warehouse, going up to the distribution channel or the transportations and all that. So this is a unique challenge for the pharma distribution and technology control checkmates which are there actually. And this is a quite a sensitive data, so you have to have a very secure connections considerations and all. And dynamic route optimization can help you to incorporate that how the products or materials are reach to the customer in shortest possible time. So it's a right time, right quality, right quantity, right price, all those various issues which we discuss it from the customer point of view are all steered up and gets compiled and the data is captured and all that. So lot of those benefits from the route optimization, it can really schedule and give you the best route in the shortest time or the maybe based on to the traffic congestions. Many such factors can be considered and that will give you substantial transport cost saving, will also reduce the delivery time and reduce the finally the fuel consumption. So a lot of benefits are getting added up over there also. Then come the transportation analytics platform. No? Now we are also looking at it this integration of the data across the carriers, modes, and regions, and all that. No, basically, because it all depends upon different geographic locations where we are working and where you may have less and more problems, no, depending upon. And that will help you in optimizing the opportunities, reducing the potential disruptions and all. So it's artificial intelligence along with the machine learning algorithms can help in, as I discussed earlier, route planning and capturing all that data and maintaining all those considerations with the external factors will help in maybe identifying the new strategies. No, we always discuss. No, this data needs to be considered for even for the optimization or something like that. So once the data integrity is there, data analysis can help you applying such wonderful modules like artificial intelligence and machine learning are available, and that will give you an impact on reduction on the premier freight costs, improving onto the delivery performance, and reducing the overall transportation things and all. Now, crowd source the delivery platform. No? So, as I discussed earlier, up to the route planning and all that, but then that has to really go to the delivery platforms, so reach to the either depot, stockists, chemies, or something like that, or maybe in a case reaching to the user or the patients and all also. So the new models can be designed, developed from direct to the patient. Those can be there. So to avoid delays into handling of, about the movements about the product or trucks at every stage and all that. So this sharing the transportation network is going to be helpful. That will help in routine density of the optimizations actually. Same with the same product in the same geography from the different suppliers or different customers. Everything needs to be considered. And then with this implementation of this data-driven decision-making system, you can achieve maybe 30 to 40% saving onto the certain parameters and all that. So this will also have an impact onto the environment. There is a good awareness about the environment safety, and that is also will be played out from this whole data actually. So coming to the cold chain, now as we move mainly from the pharma drugs actually, many products are to be moved into a cold chain environment actually. They are very sensitive from the temperature, humidity into the atmospheres and all that. So you have to give the importance of the specialized handling about ensuring the efficacy and safety about the product with the sensitive data and all. And that will prevent the excursions also. So integration of the advanced system, IoT-based temperature sensors in the real-time monitoring, with maybe RFID and something like that. So those are the predictive analytics for the proactive measures which are available, shall be used, shall be implemented, and that will have a benefits like reduction in temperature excursions, decrease in production loss, or maybe 25-30% lower insurance costs. So these are quite substantial benefit which you can expect it and all. So now coming to the AI part of it. So AI powered temperature sensors and that data can also get integrated with your digital subsystems actually. And some of those digital systems I mentioned and listed it over here is that AI powered temperature prediction models which are there actually now available. So you can actually start adoptions and then wherever into your layout or a production shuffler level or something like that. You can install them, you can start analyzing that data and improve the conditions and the shipment length. So examining those historical patterns also will be helpful when you are looking at it, particular temperature predictions modules and all that. So forecasting potential excursions, predicting those issues when they operate, all that data really gets stored up and which goes on building up the history of the data, and that will help you in predictions of those future, any failures, any disruptions, either due to the IoTs or due to the process parameters or due to the movement into the trucks and all that actually. And that will help you in improving the better suggest routes or something like that. And that can help. So these are the some of the things, and then some case studies are also there. How predictive temperature analytics is being used by the company and all that. So now, again, if you remember, we discussed about the digital twin in the last uh, podcast also, as well as in the beginning of this. Now, this digital twin can again be implemented for the cold chain also, because this will help in the virtual testing about the packaging configuration. It will help in simulating the different packaging setups, identifying the optimal configurations and all. So transportation routes and AI handling or data is also a tool which can be used by adoption of the digital twin. And then those it can test the various transportation routes. As you know, we have to see not only optimal time, but we have to see the challenges into maybe uh, getting disruptions due to maybe different atmospheric conditions, climate conditions, or something like that. Whether that cold chain will be supporting all those things. No? So evaluating the handling issues, all those parameters can be considered when you are looking at it, the cold chain simulations and all. It should be robust distribution strategies. It should maintain the temperature integrity and should adapt to the various conditions and all. And then that can help to the packaging cost reduction maybe up to 23%. That's what it is. Some of the surveys are available. So based on this, I think I want to stop it over here for a part two. we are going to discuss something more into the part 3 also. In the meantime, I'm again going to suggest and request all of you to look at it. It's all which are the uh, data is available, knowledge is available. You can make use of it to for your operational and business excellence and all that. Okay, thank you. Bye.